Hello everybody, welcome to another Eternal video. As you probably know, it is the start of a new month, which means we just finished the Eternal Tournament of Power. We took every sub and patron deck and fought them off against each other. We arrived at the winner, this one, Elysian, sent in by Walking Sponge. I am going to redraw this hand though. I don't like how little power we have. It's all about Shimmerpack. This hand does seem good enough now, because we've got the Initiate of the Sands. We can actually get a turn 2 Teacher of Humility that way. It's pretty sweet. And we had a really good time with the Eternal Tournament, as you can tell. We were in top 100 Masters, because there wasn't 100 people yet. But it was a lot of fun, and again, I want to give a shout out to all of the wonderful patrons and subs who give me decks. We had 45 decks, even just allowing one deck per person, which was absolutely amazing. It took us more than a full weekend of streaming to get through them all, and it was a blast. Alright, and now I'm going to start with the Crest of Wisdom because we can still play Teacher of Humility. This is just a sick hand. If you've never seen this deck before, you can go and check out the deck tech down below, and it is all about Shimmerpack. So I kind of go over why the card choices are in there, or like why I think they're in there, because obviously this is a deck not of my own design. Do I want another power card? I don't hate another power card, but I don't really need one right now. I'm just going to keep up the pressure. We've got a really nice aggressive hand here. Our opponent does seem to be pausing. They might have a Finest Hour. But, I mean, we've got Permafrost and Teacher Humility. This hand is just disgusting. Another Teacher is just so insane. If we can put 2 Disciplinary Weights on them, the game's over. The problem is that now with markets being a thing, there's really no way that these don't actually have some value. Like, there used to be some decks that didn't care that much about drawing extra cards, but, I mean, this deck also runs a little bit of Nightfall and Dusk Raider, so making your opponent draw extra cards that way, and trying to get things out of the market basically becomes impossible. And closing out markets almost entirely is a really powerful thing to do. It's a strong move. Okay, another power card. I'm just going to slam in here. If they decide to trade a Caria for our Initiate of the Sands, I'm pretty okay with that. It doesn't seem like a bad plan. And what do we get? I probably shouldn't have played that power first. Should have waited until we drew. Okay, we could actually be in a little bit of trouble if we just keep drawing more power. I mean, a really good start. Hard for them to recover with double Teacher, but if there is a hand that lets them do that, it might be this one. That being said, we're one merchant away from just like going and searching out something like a Shimmerpack and almost winning the game immediately. Because we'll have 7 power if we trade Lumen Shepherd or Permafrost. Gets us very close to what we need as the end game already. And what does our opponent have? Obviously, things like Dusk Raider are really good for us now, too, because of the extra draws that we talked about from Nightfall. Alright, looks like our opponent is unhappy with their lot. They roped almost out and then decided eventually to just scoop the game. Probably just trying to figure a way out of it, maybe looking at their deck list trying to find a way out, and could not find one to double Teacher on turn 3. Which, yeah, I can very much understand that. Very sweet start for the deck, and we'll go to game 2. Alright, we've got game 2 already on the way. Obviously, game 1 is kind of a perfect storm for us. That's the kind of hand that we really want to have. There's a lot of different ways for this deck to win. It can be super aggressive early, or it can just finish off late with a Shimmerpack. And that was a great little showing for it right off the bat. This hand is awkward. I like the Dusk Raider a lot, but with the power base here, both of them being depleted, I don't think we can keep it. If one of them was undepleted, I would actually keep that hand because of the Nightfall and the extra card that we get. And I mean, getting Berserk is just so awesome, especially because of the fact that one of our main win conditions is going for Shimmerpack and getting a Berserk Shimmerpack, because it's just so much damage. But nice little start here, having the Fate from Lumen Shepherd. We're on the play. Lets us to play the Banner undepleted, and then we can just, bam, Teacher them next turn. Yeah, really great starts from us here. Wow. Yeah, we're on a roll. We're drawing pretty hot. And we get to play our Teacher. Pass the turn again. I'm a little bit worried about double Lumen Shepherd. Like, it's kind of nice to have the extra units here, but we do need to have some late game answers too.
Never break.
Like, these are not going to be that useful right now. Takes a little bit of time for them to actually do anything. I'm just going to slam with everything. It does let them attack back with Hojin, which can be really scary, but we do get to disciplinary weights them, and we might also get a bunch of scorpions off of it, so that's not nothing. Interesting, they draw the card first, and then the scorpions go in. I actually hadn't seen the timing of that yet. There's definitely an argument to leaving back one of these, but the odds they don't have a power card are so low. And I do want to attack here. I don't really want to chump block, so I think that this was an okay thing to do. I'd really like to get a Merchant so we can trade away a Lumen Shepherd and get a little bit of ramp going. As you might notice, when I go over in the deck tech, a lot of the deck is about making sure that we can ramp up to Shimmerpack quick. So the Aurelian Merchant is really important. At least it was an expensive Finest Hour, so it did take their whole turn to do it. That being said, a lot of life now.
Trouble is coming.
We're going to attack with everything but one, just leave it back. We can chump block.
Take this.
They might not have power now, too, which is nice. Oh, sweet. There we go. Scorpion also shuts this down real nice. Scorpion does a better job. Still possible that they have something like Elder's Feather, which would definitely be an issue. But I thought it would be a good idea now to leave one of these back, because the odds of them having the 5th power are a lot lower than them having the 3rd.
Rakano's weapons
Okay.
are unmatched.
Die with honor.
Some nice aggro cards here. Obviously just going to block with our deadly unit. We don't need to let them keep gaining life. And we're getting some power here, which is good. I think I like just attacking with these. We get to hold back the 2/4, which is a good blocker. They can trade here, but it overwhelms for 4, which is nice.
Take this.
Cool.
Safe travels, friend.
Get another time. It kind of doesn't matter what we get. We only need 2 of each. The power, like the influence in this deck, is actually really easy. There's not a lot of stuff that costs a ton of different influence. They do still have 4 cards in hand, so this game is far from over. We're in a good position. And, again, markets just get nerfed so bad by disciplinary weights. This is kind of nice. Still hate seeing them being able to market, but if they grab something like Deep Forge play it, they can't necessarily play it immediately. Ooh, nice. Actually, the second one, I really don't mind seeing, because it means their hand is real expensive now. Even if they're getting cards they want, it does make things really expensive. This is an interesting choice. So, I mean, we can just block like that. It's kind of a waste of time. Got the option to Scouting Party. I'm so sad that we don't have a Merchant in hand, because then I would Scouting Party and go for Merchant for Shimmerpack, but right now we do have 8 Merchant draws, so it's still not a bad idea to Scouting Party first. Just thinking about this. Let's attack for 3. I'd expect them to trade something for this. Could be wrong. The scary thing is they can still have a power card and possibly like put a Deep Forge plate on one of these. Maybe they have a Harsh Rule, although then it wouldn't make sense they played the second Smuggler, so I'm not 100% certain on that.
He must not be freed.
And I just misclicked. Whoops. I don't think I wanted to do that. Another Scorpion's nice, though. We're really not in a lot of trouble either way. It's kind of a 50-50. We've got a wide enough board already that if we get something like Xenan Obelisk, we're in really good shape. And it might not be a bad idea to have a big beater / blocker here. Something that can bust through. That's a lot of damage. And a Crown Watch tactic. Oof. Duh. Ouch. So that is lethal next turn. I'm surprised they thought about that at all. That was really, really easy, I thought. Ooh. Hello? Speaking of easy, I kind of like... Oh god, they're at 21 now, right. I'm getting so much life off of that. Let's attack with these then. We'll play the Scouting Party in a Permafrost. We really just need one good top deck here. Like an Obelisk or a Merchant. We have a full board this way, which is kind of unfortunate because, of course, if they get Scorpion Trap, it doesn't do anything for us. If we need to play another unit, it's sacrificing some things. But we can also just aggro some units in here. Sure. Yeah, I think that we'll just attack with all of the little dudes. Try and draw an extra card here. Even if they block all of them and trade there, that still works out pretty well for us. We get to draw an extra card, we trade with an Oni Ronin. Sure, we lose 2 units, but that's not that bad. We've got a lot of extra units right now. And it means they're taking all this damage. That's one thing that we have to remember with this deck is our units are more than a little bit expendable. As you can tell, we build up a wide board pretty quickly with things like the Lumen Shepherds and scouting parties. Oofda. Where are our merchants? We do have a lot of them. I would love to see some.
Not be freed.
Another Scorpion Trap. We still have 2 more. Oh, that's unfortunate. 2 in a row there is kind of bad for us. We're in amazing shape, though. I can't really complain. Ooh, they're looking at their Crown Watch. Do they have a good attack? No, they do not. Alright, we get there. Nice. 2 games, 2 easy wins. That one was a lot closer than the first one, though. Still haven't gotten the Shimmerpack yet. Okay, we are on to game 3. This is not an unreasonable hand because we do have Cykalis to pledge, and then we can get Amaran Stinger into Xenan Obelisk. We get the 1/1 Wisp right away as well. So we've actually got like a 1, 3, 4, or 4 kind of play. I'm going to keep this. It might seem a little bit awkward, but I think it's okay. One of the parts that's rough is... Oh, wait, alright, never mind. We get the... I always forget about the Wisp. I was going to say that not having the Elysian banner depleted on turn 1 is awkward when we have Pledge, but the Lumen Shepherd solves that little problem for us because we do actually have a unit. In case we had a turn 2 play, it would have been nice. Alright. We'll just play Initiate, and we'll hold back. We don't really want to attack with our 1/1 Wisp, because I don't want to block with our Initiate, and I imagine that our opponent knows that. I will block here, though. Interesting. Trading for half a card there is something I didn't expect, to be fair. We can just go with an Obelisk right now, or we can go Cykalis and just start smashing. I kind of like the smash plan. I would really like to be able to get another power card, and we can Stinger plus Teacher. We're gonna go with Cykalis.
Trouble is coming.
If we actually had another power card here, I think things would be a little bit different in how I would play it. I would try and set up for sure where I can do these. I was thinking a little bit more about it because I want to get Teacher down, I want to get Stinger down, but I need to actually have like a reasonable way to bust them through, and I need to have power to get both. Well, if I have the option of one or another of these, it's gonna go with Stinger first, because then hopefully we can hit some
Watch your step.
Scorpion traps from our opponent. Nothing yet. Still, I mean, they're at 17, we're at 21. This is not a bad position, 4 cards versus 3. And our opponent's still not doing anything. I'm just going to start with Obelisk, Smash, and then play Teacher. It feels like they have something here.
You're a sad bunch.
And they definitely have a trick, right? They paused. Yeah, I'm not blocking. Like, our race is going really well. We don't need to worry about that.
Finest weapons in Myriad.
Now we get to Permafrost that. They might have another Vanquish off of it. No, they do not. Well. This is, in fact, lethal if they don't have anything. Boom! Yeah, this deck is fast. This deck is really fast. It can be nasty. It's just got a lot of tempo and a lot of really, really cheap, powerful creatures, and it is putting in some work. So it's kind of funny, if you actually watched the Eternal Tournament of Power that we did on Twitch, then you'll notice that our deck won, like this deck won most of its games with Shimmerpack, and now it's winning with a lot of just like early aggression instead, which I think is kind of awesome if you get to see both sides of that coin, because it shows this deck can play well on both sides, and I really like that. This deck is just great. It's very powerful. I actually like it very much as a contender. I'm going to keep this. I don't know that it's actually a tier 1 deck, but it's something that people don't expect. They don't know how to anticipate it, and it's doing really good work because of that. Ooh, I might actually want to play the Cykalis here, just so we can have 4. We know that we've got the 2 Temple Scribes coming up. We don't want to have, like, this get shot down, because it looks like they're playing probably a Skycrag aggro deck, and then we're short of playing these, like, the undepleted power. So yeah, I'm just going to play it safe here and do this. With them being on the play and having an aggro start like this, I just want to be a little bit more careful. I will not block. I do still want to keep Initiate around, and we do have the Temple Scribes to block it afterwards. Yep. There. Ooh. Our own Dusk Raider. I might go for our Dusk Raider then. Because then if we're both on Nightfall here, we get some extra cards, we might get some Berserk ourselves, and we still have a good blocker for that. If we hadn't got the Fate, then I definitely would have thought about slowing that down and just going for the Temple Scribe. So we had a way to block the Snowcrust Yeti. Oh baby, it's a Wump! A Berserk Wump even. I'm not 100% certain they'll slam here. I think that they should. The 3-2 should absolutely get in, but they might be worried about us trading our 1-1s. Yeah. As much as I would love to keep the Dusk Raider around, do I need it? Yeah, I'm going to keep it one more turn. We get a lot of good blockers next turn. Teacher of Humility with Berserk. We're going to lead with a Temple Scribe. And we get a Permafrost off of it. I find that awkward because I really don't want Wump around. Like, and I don't really want to Permafrost it because the bonus is still big. Giving all the Yetis +1/+1 and picking us off with snowballs is kind of nasty. I actually like the attack with Dusk Raider. I'm willing to trade for either of those. Yeah, and they probably aren't. And then we get Teacher, which is just a decent blocker. We now have Temple Scribe plus the 1-1 to block their 3-2, and obviously we can profitably block Wump. There's a good chance, I was going to say, that depends, of course, on what our opponent has here. Getting in with the Dusk Raider? That's kind of interesting. I'm going to double block that. We take a little bit of extra damage, but Dusk Raider is such a value card. They did get a lot of Berserk, though. I can at least Permafrost that. This Wump is nasty right now. That's a really good little combo. Getting the Scout immediately off of it, and keeping it. Oof, yeah. Man, their draw is so good. Alright. Interesting spot here. We can Cykalis, or we can Temple Scribe. Hope to hit something else that's actually useful. If we go Cykalis and then Permafrost, that's decent. I'm going to Scribe and take the risk, because I kind of feel like we need something like that. And we do miss, which is unfortunate. We're definitely willing to do some of the more unfortunate blocks, like our Dusk Raider and the Initiate now. We need to protect our life total. It's unfortunate because we don't have 6 now for the Lumen Shepherd. We've got a lot of draws that are good for us, though. Kind of like the Teacher because it just blocks everything still. We can gain the life for now. We can put a Cobalt Waystone on ourselves to protect from things like Obliterate. They haven't had another torch kind of card yet, so I'm thinking this 3/3 might be enough to stop some things. Or not. Ow. Right, Wump actually makes our Aegis not so good. At least it stops 1 point of damage, which might not be nothing. I have to trade. There's no way I can leave them with a 5/3. That thing is way too strong. Like to play the Crest to scout, but a 4/6 just seems way more important right now. Just a little heavy on our power sources. Oof.
This city will burn.
Alright, let's burn things. Great Valley Smuggler. Whew. So we can go for the Shimmerpack, and it would have Berserk. There's some things we can do with that. I think that we've got to keep that. Do we Cykalis an attack is one of the questions. I think that we do, actually. We can kill them out of nowhere here, and they might not expect it. Nobody really expects the Shimmerpack, especially with the Berserk. Representing 8 with each of our units is pretty gross. We can't do that immediately next turn, but it is a help. Yep. Oof. That'll also have Berserk. Yep. This Wump has been incredible for them. It's real scary. Their attacks are not great, though. I mean, they can get in a little bit of damage, but I can profitably block and only take 4, even if they attack with everything. I also wouldn't mind, like, enticing a non-lethal attack here so that we can get the Shimmerpack to be great. Oof. I would have loved to have gotten a non-power card, that's for sure.
Fresh kills make the best pelts.
Let me just double think about this. Do we want an Equivocate or something instead? No, I think we just have to go for the big old Shimmerpack. Get a Zerk Shimmerpack and hope that it's good enough. We're going to hold back for now. Attacking with the 5/2 doesn't make a whole lot of sense now that it doesn't take... now that it doesn't have the invulnerability to damage. Cykalis is just such a great beater the first time, but not necessarily so much the second. Oof. Wow, that's a really scary, scary top deck. Crunch gets them so many extra cards, and it's just massive. This Wump has been unreal good. Getting that on curve on turn 3 has been very, very hard for us to beat. We still have the chance, though. Wow, I'm third. Or is that the 4th Fearless Yeti? No, that's the 3rd, right? Wow, that's so good, though. Okay. That's not bad because it does give us another free 4/4. If we attack with everything, they're all Berserk, they're all 4/4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's definitely a tough one. Lumen Shepherd might almost be worth it first so that we have more things to attack with. If they attack us back, I'm just thinking they can let through 3 attacks and still live. So they can block 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 2 blockers. I think that's worth it. I think this is worth it. They have to chump block with enough that I think that we put them in a really bad spot. Okay. Okay. They're still coming in. Oh, they're gonna block everything. Woo! Oh, baby. Oh, that was a close one. Butt cheeks clenched. But we did it. Shimmerpack is disgusting. You can see just how much explosive damage we dealt there, especially with the Berserk. We are here for Game 5. We might have the very rare 5-0. We're in contention for it. I'm going to keep this hand. This deck has just been ripping it up. And I mean, we're actually in the top echelons of Eternal for once, because I haven't had time to do some real wonky, weird decks yet and play some meme tier. And yeah, I mean, this deck's still just performing very, very well. And slam our teacher. Looks like our opponent is also on some kind of Elysian tempo list. I actually like Amaran Stinger first, because then we can go double teacher next turn. Plus, getting Infiltrate here is awesome. With them drawing extra cards, it's kind of sweet to give them some Scorpion traps. Hey, there we go. Plus, now we have Xenan Obelisk. Next turn we go double teacher, and then we can just Obelisk. This hand is really nasty. We've got a lot of good options here. Yeah, so they're Nightfall. But, hey, I'm pretty okay with that. I'm going to attack with both. They'll probably block the 2-4, but it's still a little bit of damage. And it leaves them with less things to block these teachers. Nightfall has a tough time against other aggro decks because they tend to give them just a lot of time and a lot of cards. Like, I'm going to be able to dump my hand basically every turn. And I don't know if they can deal with that well. Yeah, I'm just going to slam with everything here. They can double block a teacher, but that's bad news. And I mean, they cannot let teachers hit them.
Take this.
We don't want to let them gain the life.
Now, the real training begins.
So many teachers this hand, it's just fantastic. And another trap. Oof. I feel bad for our opponent here. This is a really nasty matchup, I think. We can pray against this deck real well. What they do feeds into us, and what they... their Nightfall also feeds into our plan, like in multiple ways. Both in just giving us a whole lot of really cheap, easy cards to just get in with, and then also for us, conversely, to just punish them with things like Teacher and Scorpion Traps and other cards like that. So right now, it seems like just slam. Yeah, they're going to want to keep that around to try and gain some life back because they're in so much trouble. We're going to go, I think, just Teacher,
You're a sad time quickens.
Initiate, Dusk Raider. We want to get close to 8 power, but we also want to go wide. The life gain is a little scary. That helps them out a lot, but we still have such a wide board.
You're a sad
The Xenan Obelisk has obviously been a huge force multiplier for us. Amaran Stinger. So we can actually just go Initiate plus Aurelian Merchant. That puts us to 8. It does mean that we can't immediately Amaran Stinger, but I don't think that that's a huge problem.
time quickens.
This seems like the best option right now. Trade a Dusk Raider for Shimmerpack. Slam with the whole team. And if they leave themselves at a point where this can kill them, then that's real good for us. Ooh, they have the Equivocate. Okay.
Take this.
It's not lethal. Kind of just want to keep Nightfall going. They could have equivocated one of the cards that was giving us extra power. Right? No, maybe... I'm wondering if they could have done anything later to stop us. If that would have worked out better math-wise. I'm not 100% certain. Be gone on that doesn't really help. And now this is the game for sure. So, yeah. Really easy wins almost all the way through for this deck. I don't expect it to always be this easy. We definitely had some real nice draws, but this deck is strong. It's got a lot of power behind it. It's really nice, fast, early aggro, and its late game is actually incredibly destructive because of the explosiveness of Shimmerpack. So it can play to the mid game and even late game pretty well just because of how good like scouting party Shimmerpack shenanigans are. I'm really, really liking this list. It's super competitive and very fun. So if you want a good competitive list and it's outside of the meta a little bit right now, this one is very sweet. Big shout out to Walking Sponge for giving that in here. And again, thank you all so much for subbing and supporting. If you want to send your own decks in for February's Tournament of Power, you can join our Discord if you're a sub or patron and send me in some decks. The Discord is open to everybody, but we have a specific deck submissions channel in the Discord that's for this specific thing. And yeah, this was a fantastic one. It was a lot of fun. There were some very, very wild decks. I might actually focus on a couple of other decks that I was sent in as well, because they were just such a blast to play. There was a very, very cool Fire Time Shadow Relics list that I kind of want to show off. There's some very, very neat ideas, some Weary Spiteling lists and things like that. I think that people have really started to come into their own for set 5 and get some really weird jank going, and I've been loving it. So thank you all so much for your support. And if you want to check out some of my sponsors, inkgaming.com helps me keep the lights on, and they do some really, really awesome custom work with playmats and mouse pads and other gaming gear, so you can check them out down below. We have our own custom channel art, so you can go and check that out there, and you can get 12% off by using our code Ilyon12. Thank you so much for showing up. I'll be back again next week, and have a good one.